cannabis plant, and we're selling it as is or infusing it into products that you can sell legally or you can consume and eat for medicinal or recreational purposes. And when we started out, we were the only solventless company in Nevada. And that was sort of the beginning of many firsts. And this is one of the keys. One of the things that distinguishes us from many other companies in the market is innovation. We're the first to market not only with solventless, the first with vegan and sugar-free products, the first cannabis-infused spices, the first hops-infused cannabis vape cartridges, the first to do a CBN product in the market, which is a cannabinoid that, when paired with other cannabinoids, helps you sleep at night. We're the first to do a wellness suite of tinctures, the first to do ratio tinctures. So that's really key, is innovation, and coming out with niche products that other people, might not target because it's too small for a company like, Cura, where they're not going to sell millions of them, so they're not going to do it, right? But we're a smaller company, and we can. So hallmark number one is definitely innovation, and we're always coming out with new things and pushing the boundaries and figuring out what the next wave for us is going to be. And so we started out solventless with our Experience Premium Cannabis brand, so it's our entirely solventless line. We have our tincture suite, some solventless extracts like temple balls, rosin, that kind of stuff. And from there, we added our OMG THC brand. So that's our solvent extract line. We do CO2 extraction in our company. We'll partner with other companies, buy some ethanol extracts sometimes, etc. But we don't do any hydrocarbon. And the OMG THC brand is our more economical than the solventless line, but also more recreationally oriented brand. I mean, let's face it, if you want to get high, you're probably not going to be like, let's get a tincture, man. That's going to let rip an evening tonight. Whereas, people who want to have a good time, let me grab a candy bar or whatever, right? So the OMG THC, has medical products, but is definitely oriented towards the recreational consumer at more recreational prices. And the second thing that has been a hallmark, which relates to all of our product development and brands, is the fact that we're very responsive to customers. Because we're small, we take customer feedback very seriously. We've reformulated one of our tinctures 3 times because different customers gave us feedback about what would make it better. We have produced entire, new products based on customer requests. A customer came to us and said, "We want you to do chocolate-covered blueberries." I said, "Done." I mean, it took a few months and state approval, but then it was done, So we take that customer feedback very seriously, and we try to do some unique things in our approach. Like when we have seasoning, we have the first cannabis-infused spices. You can make anything inedible, you can barbecue your French fries. It's great. Everyone loves it. But how do we explain this to people when we're doing a pop-up? Well, we came up with, and by we I mean Melinda, our director of sales, came up with a great idea that we should be, making dip and having chips and dip at our pop-ups. And if somebody puts that dip in their mouth, they're going in and they're buying those seasonings. But if customers say, "Hey, I want to do something, a unique thing," we try to come up with creative ideas for them and be very customer focused. The third thing is very strong partnerships in the industry. So we work closely with a few different grows. We don't own our own. So we try to do win-win partnerships where they provide us material, maybe even they don't even charge us for it, and they get paid on the back end. A lot of rev share deals, I understand, in the industry have gone sideways, but that hasn't happened for us because we're fair and honest and we actually do pay people their rev share. So it's amazing how that works. It prevents things like litigation. So we've got really strong relationships with some of the independent grows. All independents got to stick together, right? So we work with G5. We've done some work at Dojo. Right now, actually, one of the newest developments is a partnership with Fiore. So we're R&D some new products that are coming up, hopefully to a dispensary near you in the next couple months. But in addition, they have a very complementary product line. Not only do they have their organic growth, they do the one kind of extraction we don't have, which is hydrocarbon. So Melinda, our director of sales, who serves all of Southern Nevada, will be able to offer our customers both sets of products. So she's a one-stop shop for Fiore and for THC production. So it's an example of a partnership. We've got some really good close ties with vendors. One of our vendors just called me on Friday and told me she had breast cancer, so we're working on doing some things for her around that. But that's, we're not friends, but she calls me because that's the kind of relationship we have with our vendors, So having those win-win deals where everybody's getting something out of it and we're growing stronger together. One of our vendors, who's actually a competitor of ours, I've referred multiple great people to them, and they're like, I will talk to anybody you refer me to hire, because we need good people, and good people, we want them to work in a good place. And then the final thing that keeps us going and growing is our team. A lot of people, even from other extraction companies, have visited our facility and said, you're the best team I've seen. And our team is unusual. I run the company and I'm a female, which is very unusual in a cannabis extraction company. But actually our team, we just made our first diversity hire yesterday. He's young, white, and male. And I say diversity because by happenstance, everyone else in our company is female, a person of color, or over the age of 55, except for him. So, and that wasn't by design. We didn't limit ourselves to saying we have to hire these typical cannabros, from the industry. We've hired a lot outside the industry, giving people a chance to, get their feet wet and learn. We see potential in people that we can cultivate, unintended, and then we develop that, water it, nurture it, and during the last however many months since COVID, we've had no turnover, despite laying people off for the first time, despite whatever. When we said, oh, we need you to come in and work, even though you're making a lot of money on unemployment, no one said, no, I'm not going to do it. We didn't have anybody leave if they were laid off. And that starts a little bit with paying people decently. We don't pay people $10 an hour. We never have somebody watching the cameras to make sure no one's stealing, because no one ever steals. We never have to worry about it. Our team can pay their bills, they can focus on doing their jobs, and they do a great job. When we hire people, we might do, maybe 2 interviews at most, but we don't deal with all the psychometrics of interviewing. We try before we buy. So we have people work with us, and then the entire team reports back and says, yes, this person's going to be a good fit for our company, and then we hire them. Because, I'm not out on the floor all the time working with that person. I value that input from everyone else, and they want people working alongside them that are going to add value to the team. And it's not about personalities. We've got many different personalities and backgrounds and values, but what we share is, number one, a passion for what we do. Half of our team doesn't get high, the other half does, and that's fine. Everyone is passionate about what we're doing and the products that we provide. We've given people training. Our secondary extractor came in knowing nothing about extraction and now can do all kinds of extraction except for distillation. And no one's afraid of training anyone. Like, oh, I'm going to lose my job if I teach somebody to do that. Nope, everyone knows that if you deliver value, you're safe. And because we pay people decently, provide a good place to work, people don't leave. They don't want to leave. And it means that you don't have to deal with turnover costs. It means that when they've got an idea for a new product, or they got to stay late to get an order out the next day, it's no problem. That's what we do. And leadership leads. So if we need to stay late to get out an order, I'm the one leading the charge. So we don't ever ask people to do something we're not willing to do either. So having a really good team, and having people that I encourage people to actually hire people over 55. It's not only because these are people that sometimes this is a part-time job for them. They just want some extra cash. They want a job that's fun. And guess what? They're better than any temp agency you could bring in, because they're regulars. They're like your internal part-timers that help get things done. You don't necessarily need them all the time, but you don't have to roll the dice and hope that whoever shows up doesn't fall asleep while they're sitting there wrapping espresso beans. So these are like people that have a little life experience and will just get to work and not necessarily like, oh my gosh, if I get laid off for a week, I can't pay my bills. So just creative, unique things that provide a value proposition for the people you bring on and the company. So that's a little bit about how we've gotten to how we've grown and stayed in this industry, and we look forward to some of the many new exciting products that we have in development right now, and hope that you guys all try and enjoy them.
Any questions for Stephanie? Any questions? Any new product ideas? Besides the blueberries and stuff? Okay, and Elise?
Infused Nutella.
We tried that.
Nutella?
Yes, we tried infused Nutella. We had a hard time with homogeneity. So now we have some different ways of doing things. We could try it again. So it's not a bad idea. We called it Cannatella.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you have seasoning
Yes.
products.
Okay, that would be great to throw on steaks and
Yes.
have grandma and grandpa over. And
Yes.
Thanksgiving, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. That makes
Thanksgiving's
Thanksgiving
coming
dinner
up.
a lot better.
So work on turkey?
Yeah, absolutely. The thing with the spices is you don't want to cook them over 375 degrees because it will start to convert the cannabinoid THC, like not a ton. You'd really have to leave that turkey in the oven for like a day, which no one's gonna do. So yeah, I mean, best to cook at less than 375 degrees.
Interesting, thank you.
Yeah. Or throw on at the end.
Okay, yeah, no, go ahead, Jason, I'm gonna ask that question.
Are you planning on doing any partnerships with any seasoning brands or anything like that? Is that a possibility?
Actually,
Local brands.
yeah, so we do work with local companies. The Spices partnership is with Soul Delicious, which is a spices company, wholly minority-owned spices company. They sell at farmers markets. We will talk with small businesses. So Great Basin, which is a very well-known craft brewery up in northern Nevada, they're the company we partnered with on our hops-infused vape cartridges. And in northern Nevada, they sell like hotcakes because they're a household name there. And we're working on some new products with for them as well. So yeah, we work with small businesses that want to get their foot in the industry, but they don't have $1 million to go buy a paper license and all the knowledge to build it out and whatever. So yeah, we will do those kinds of partnerships with local companies.
Any Lowry's spices?
Yeah. Okay, so I was gonna ask the question Jason's supposed to ask. You have a 401k?
Yeah. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Not Jason, and so he's working in the industry. But, no, great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Good wonderful.